Quran 482. Then do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. This is a challenge within the Quran, which in other words means that if you can find any kind of error in the Quran, you disprove the Quran is from a god. You disprove Islam. Challenge accepted. Tradition holds that Allah has 99 names to describe his nature. One of these names is, excuse my poor Arabic pronunciation, Al-Warith. In English, this translates variously as the Inheritor, the Eternal Inheritor, the Supreme Inheritor, the Heir, the one whose existence remains after all has passed, he that is everlasting and whom all possessions will be returned to. The Quran itself directly refers to Allah as either being the Inheritor or being described as to receive inheritance in many verses. Quran 3:180, and to Allah belongs the heritage of the heavens and the earth. Quran 15:23, and indeed it is we who give life and cause death, and we are the inheritor. Quran 19:40, indeed it is we who will inherit the earth and whoever is on it, and to us they will be returned. Quran 21:89, and mentions Zechariah when he called to his Lord, my Lord, do not leave me alone with no heir, while you are the best of inheritors. But there is a fundamental problem with this. The Quran also says, 4:126, and to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and ever is Allah of all things encompassing. Quran 4:132, and to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. Quran 10:55, unquestionably, to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. This sentiment is repeated in many other verses in the Quran and gives a very clear statement. Everything belongs to Allah. Everything is owned by Allah. So how is it possible for Allah to be the heir, to be the inheritor, the supreme inheritor? The concept of inheritance runs back thousands of years into the ancient world, well before Islam. By definition, an inheritor is someone who receives property or money or titles from someone else when that person has died. Explicit in the meaning of inheritance is the transfer of ownership from the original owner to the inheritor. You cannot inherit something you already own. As Allah is described as already owning all things in creation, there is nothing that Allah can possibly inherit. So the Quran has an active contradiction, an error in it, by claiming Allah owns all things and is also the greatest of inheritors. Some Muslims may object to this, saying that the original Arabic means something else, but this is simply not true. All the translations of the Arabic word include some sense of ownership passing to Allah, either from humans or the earth and heavens entirely. However, since Allah never relinquishes ownership, remains the owner throughout all of creation, he cannot inherit these humans or the heavens and earth. At best, you could say he loaned out the body and souls of humans, and thus they are returned to him, but this is not inheritance. You could call Allah the supreme loaner, which would be correct, but I don't see it catching on. Others may say it's meant in a metaphorical sense or a poetic sense. It's not literal. But there are three objections to this. Firstly, if you open that door once, then all of Allah's names become subject to the same revision. So he's not literally the most powerful or the most merciful either. It's just poetic. This creates more problems than it solves. Secondly, even when we use inheritor less literally, such as in the sense of one generation inheriting the world of the previous generation, there is still a sense of ownership transfer implied. Our ancestors used to own the world, but they have now passed it on to us. This does not change the Quranic error to think of the word in this way. Thirdly, the context in which the Quran uses inheritor and inheritance does not lend itself to a less literal use. The Quran is literally saying that Allah inherits humans after they die, the earth and the heavens at the end of time. Once again, the word inheritor or inheritance only makes coherent sense if Allah is not the owner, but is gaining ownership over these things. Otherwise, he is not inheriting. He is simply taking back his loan. So a clear error, and one that irrefutably shows that the Quran is man-made. Please like, subscribe, and put me in your will so I can become the Supreme Inheritor.